screening of Red Hook because we all know who Spike Lee is, right?
Yes.
He not only is one of the most accomplished directors of our time, but he's been a longtime friend to NABJ, and quite frankly, a longtime friend to developing feature journalism. And today, of course, he's going to be presenting his first feature film in more than 10 years, Red Hook.
No.
That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
Miracle saying that was not 10 years ago. So.
There you go. Correction.
You didn't see it, but it wasn't 10 years ago.
Correction. But I want to ask everyone. We can't be angry at Mr. Spike Lee today, y'all. So no, this is not his first feature film more than 10 years. This film is out in August, but we want to make sure that you guys hold your reviews and that everything is embargoed until August 6th. But allow me, if you will, to present and introduce you to the incredible Mr. Spike Lee.
All right, let's turn the phones off, please. No vibrate, no nothing. Off. We want no shenanigans up in here. No hijinks. No tomfoolery. Go Mike Tyson, you know, no skullduggery.
You guys have questions, and he's here for about 20 minutes for Q&A. I'll start off here. That was very compelling. What inspired you all to want to tell this particular story?
You to be told. No.
Can you give us a little bit more?
Self-explanatory.
Yeah. Obviously. Well, I'm going to toss it to you guys. Who's up first? Okay, Ernie.
How you doing? Ernie Suggs, Land of Throne Constitution. I'm a huge fan of all of your work. And I was wondering about the inspiration of bringing Mookie and Noah Darling back to this project.
Well, that's something we've done before. I mean, as I said before, Red Hook Summer is another chronicle, another chapter in the Chronicles of Brooklyn, New York. What are those films? She's Gonna Have It, Do the Right Thing, Clockers, He Got Game, the two cops that murdered Ray Rahim reappeared in Jungle Fever. They tried to arrest Wesley Snipes and Annabelle Shiora. I also were in Clockers. If you saw Inside Man, the pizza that was delivered to the captives came from Sal's famous pizzeria. And in fact, for the people who really know that stuff, the same actor that delivered the pizza to the people in Doggy Afternoon was the same guy we used in Inside Man. So he's in both of those films. And Doggy Afternoon was a great inspiration for Inside Man, that being one of the best heist films ever. Al Pacino, directed by the late great Sidney Lumet. So we decided this time, we know, and Do the Right Thing, Sal's famous burnt to the ground, but moved the Red Hook, and Mookie moved it. and Nola Darling had 3 boyfriends, and she's gonna have it now. She's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
A lot like Prince's ex-girlfriend, right? How come every time, you know, they'll end up finding Christ after the Prince, you know? Every time. Who was Abilene? Who's the other one?
Vanity.
Yeah. Found the Lord after Prince. What?
HNIC. Yeah. I love the image of the bishop with the tampering on his head, the blood coming down, with like Jesus on the cross. Can you explain why the images of white Jesus and good? What was the symbolism behind
Have you been to black church lately, my man? Well, you ask, I don't run a church. Ask the pastors. Don't ask me.
But I would
There's
think
no but. There's no but. Next question. My man, I'm not trying to be indignant, but go to black churches in the United States of America. What? Who
I
is
grew up
who?
in the black church, but I thought you had a symbolism in your movie.
It's not symbolic. It's
What it is.
you see in black churches.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine in North Carolina? Florida? There's very few black churches got a black Jesus. I'm not making it up. That's just the way it is.
But I didn't remember the name from New York.
Nah, that's not New York. That's the United States of America.
Are you left me hanging about why did the mother send her daughter, her son, to the grandfather? When or if did you even know the history?
That was 15 years ago. Her husband has died in Afghanistan. Her son is 15 years old, and she's trying to make a reconciliation with her grandfather. I mean, let's talk about family. If you have a murder in the family, does that mean that you never go visit them ever again? That you just cut them off? It's not like that. You know, blood, the most heinous crimes. Families stick together.
Yeah, they do. But I would have to say, being a victim of domestic violence and molestation, that I would not send my daughter to my father knowing his history unless I were there with him.
Well,
So I didn't know if there was a reason.
all I can say is that's not that you would do. She did. And we felt that that's something she was doing. Her son is at a point where she says it's long enough. He needs to know his grandfather. Reconciliation. And also, it's not like she hasn't talked to her grandfather the last 15 years. So this is not something that's not a decision she made all of a sudden. You know, it's 15 years. First time we've dealt with religion. It's not the first time. So we started, she's had was 1986. Go to IMDb. Religion's a large part of when the levees broke. Religion's a large part of if God is, even the title, if God is willing, and the creek don't rise. So, we maybe have people gone to religion to this death, but we've dealt with religion before in my body of work. Yes.
I know you said this was the right time to do this film and being inspired to do it. Is there any personal experience that you were aware of in terms of the aspect of administering pedophilia and
No, I didn't grow up in the church. The only time I went to the church, my parents said, me and my brother and sister, black asses down south for the summer. We spent half the summer in Atlanta, Georgia, and half the summer in Snow, Alabama. Snow's between Selma and Montgomery. So our grandparents marched us to church. But James McBride grew up in the church. In fact, the church we shot here in Red Hook, his mother and father founded that church. So he grew up in the church.
Over here.
So I thank you for bringing out the white Christian perspective in terms of who we pray to. And I grew up in a black church with a black preacher and a black Seven Last Words, and Jeremiah Wright, shout out, is one of those churches, as is Father Flager and Saint Sabina. So I love the imagery of this is who we pray to, and that we need to know our history. But what timing with Sandusky's conviction yesterday, and the hope
Who
that
got
now
convicted?
black children and all men.
Oh, you got them done
Yeah.
yesterday?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I just hope that
Here's the
people-
thing though,
I think
we
that-
shot this film last summer.
Right, exactly.
So it was before Sandusky, before the guy at Syracuse.
Exactly. It's a story that needs to be told, so thank you.
Was it before Eddie Long? Or?
I don't know nothing about Eddie Long. Who's he? Never heard of him.
Good for you. I know you chronicle New York the way August Wilson chronicles the Black experience, but why did you focus on Red Hook, given how quickly it's being gentrified with IKEA and the different...
Oh, that's even more reason to do it. The gentrification. And I grew up in it's funny. Do the Right Thing touched upon gentrification way back in '89. You remember the John Savage character who stepped on Bug & Out's new Air Jordans. But gentrification is not just, it's happening right here in New Orleans. It's happening in Washington, D.C. Chocolate City ain't Chocolate City no more. Chicago, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Do or Die is gentrified. Harlem is gentrified. My Brooklyn neighborhood, Fort Greene is gentrified. Chicago. You know, so gentrification is happening all across the world. It's not just contained in the United States of America. And the thing about gentrification is that it does not really follow up. It's like, when people get moved out, where they end up going? Because in Brooklyn, you know, it's like, you have Brooklyn Heights, and so the closer you are to Manhattan, the higher the rents. But now, it's keep going out. I mean, once you go past Coney Island, you're in Atlantic Ocean. Unless you want to live on the beach. Coney Island Beach, so where are you going to go? As Chaz's mother said, you know, there is a reverse migration on now where in many northern cities, black folks are moving back. They want a house, they want a lawn, some trees. A lot of black folks moving back to North Carolina. Because as we know, you could trace migration through the train tracks. That's how people went from the South. So if you live in a particular place, you're in Alabama, you ended up in Detroit. That's where Mississippi, Detroit, because of the car companies. Ford, you know, people migrated to Detroit to work in the auto industry. But now there's reverse migration.
Hey, Spike.
How you doing?
My name's Chris Brown, and I work with the...
Chris Brown. You should have some stitches up right there. And that's my man. I like that what the other guy did. They're not popping bottles, they're throwing bottles. Not funny though.
I work with the board of the New Orleans Film Festival, and we would love to have you come down and show the film as part of the New Orleans Film Festival.
When is that?
We were looking at the dates October 12th through 14th, and we have an NEA grant.
We'll be in theaters already here. August.
We wanted to show Malcolm X too as part of the 20th anniversary.
That's true. November 10th, 20 years of Malcolm X.
And
Give me your card.
Okay, I will.
All right.
And I love the movie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Mr. Graylin Banks right here. Snap Graylin. Take applause. My man right here. You've seen all my documentaries.
My question.
Tremaine also.
My new publicist, y'all.
Men of Black, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's close enough. Black Men of Labor.
Black Men Labor.
Black Men.
Zulu.
Yeah, all that. your editor in Red Hook Summer, your student as well?
Yes.
I noticed that.
A lot of I financed this film myself. So a third of the crew is my students at NYU. I've been a professor for the last 15 years at NYU. I'm also the artistic director at NYU Film School. So I gave my students a job this summer. They got paid. And so the editor,
Yeah, it looked great.
that's her first time she ever edited. She done document. First time she's ever edited a feature film. Korean.
Great job. Great job.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Brooke Kelly, and I just had a question about in the movie, the pastor was humanized and not just made into a monster. And my question is, I wanted to know why was the choice made to not further explain how he got to the point to want to even molest a young boy, because that's something that in society that I just don't get, and I was wondering why we didn't. I don't get that. Does he? I just don't get it, and I don't know who does, but why.
You know, that's a very good question, but I have deep respect for the audience, and some things you have to go with. There was no need to, how do you explain someone become molested unless they were molested as a child? I mean, do we need the explanation when we see people get killed in movies? So I'm sorry if you didn't get it, but it's more about people in powerful positions use their power. That's what it's about. If you saw the scene, he was telling the young Blessing that these are God's words. For me, look, pedophiles is a great violation, no matter who does it or how it's done. But when you use the Lord and the Bible to that for me, personally, that takes it to another level. When you are a coach, when you are a teacher, any position like that, and you use that position to do that, it's not a good look. And we're going to see a lot more people talking. People are going to, a lot of stuff that happened a long time ago. One of the most prestigious private schools in New York City, it came out, Horace Mann. It's in the church, it's in the temples, it's in the synagogues, Catholic churches, Baptist churches, and people are getting courage to tell of the crimes that have been committed against them, even if it's many, many years ago. Because as one of the deacons was blasting the reverend, he says, "You stole the boy's faith." And that's something very hard on people. You're scarred forever. And so, you asked me a question why we wanted to do this film now. It's very simple also. Another answer is that we knew we wanted this film to come out in the summer. And for the most part, summer films, people flying through the air, transforming. And I think maybe people want to see something different. Not that we know they're going to see Batman, we know they're going to see all this other stuff, but I feel that people want to see something else. Yes. Yes.
Speaking of something different, hi, my name is Carissa. Speaking of something different, I know you are known for original pieces. That's what we know you for. What is your intake or your insight on, for instance, Tyler Perry's adaptation of For Color Girls, which I know and appreciate into Dr. Sean Days.
I'm not speaking on Batman. God bless him. God bless you.
You're right here. And we have time for 2 more questions after this one right here, just so you guys are aware.
Yeah, and so everything you spoke about in the movie, from the churches, everything really spoke to me. My question is like, how did you go about establishing the relationship between the young boy and the girl? Because I thought that was an interesting dynamic. Him being from I guess it's suburban Atlanta, you know, the economic background, and then he's coming to a more impoverished area in New Orleans. How you played upon that relationship? You know, like
New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans, but not being the Red Hook, but also.
I got you.
Yeah.
James McBride and I said, you know, we never see young black kids in the film. We never see, I'm gonna say never, but it's been a long time. I remember growing up, seeing this film, what was it called? Aaron Loves Angela with Kevin Hooks. Remember that? Kevin Hooks and, was in Fame. What's her name? Yeah, Irene Cara. I mean, young love between, you know, you don't see that.
And thank you for making her brown.
Making her brown?
Making her brown.
Deep chocolate. That was one of the things that we wanted, James and I. We said we definitely have to have a young black boy, you know, teenager, 13, 14, a boy and a girl.
All right, Crystal, and then we'll do one more question after that.
Hi, Spike.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I wanted to know if you would talk about why this movie is so special to you.
All right. What's your name?
Crystal.
Crystal. Thank you for the question. Every movie I do is special. And it takes a year to do a film. And I'm going to make sure that I believe in what I'm doing if I'm going to invest a year in it. And if I don't have this feeling, it's hard to describe, but it's something to have inside of me. If I don't have that feeling about a film, I'm not going to do it. And James McBride, you know, we worked together on Miracle of St. Anna. Again, he wrote the novel, he wrote the screenplay. And the origin of this film is, I called him up one day and said, let's have breakfast. And we were just bemoaning the fact of the current state of African American cinema. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not gonna lie. And I think that Hollywood is not really, I'm not gonna put it in Hollywood, because we can do what we have to do. And I'm not against anybody making the film they want to make. I just think that we're getting the same film again and again and again and again. And James and I sat down and said, let's think of something that we can do that could address some of the social issues in this film, have some laughs, and have people talking about the film, you know, on taking the bus home, or the subway home, or driving home, or in the lobby, you know, just talking about what they saw. You know, there's nothing wrong. I've never said there's anything wrong with people laughing, have a good time. That's great. But there should be a balance. And recently, the film's been tipping one way. So I just bought a camera, I bought a Sony F3 camera. I said, we gotta write this script. We can't wait. We knew right along. We never even gave this film to Hollywood I never went to any studio to finance the film. We knew we were gonna do it ourselves. We knew they would not make this film. And we're self-distribution too. So in closing, I want to thank everyone for coming and get the word out, so people come out and support the film again. People have supported my film since 1986, all the way back then, all the way back in the day. We just want to continue to make films. If you're in New York this summer, start July 27th for a limited run. I'm directing Mike Tyson in a one-man Broadway show called Undisputed Truth. Nobody's playing, he's playing himself on Broadway. July 27th, limited run. Also in the fall, you'll see another documentary that's finished. It's called Bad 25. It's about the 20th anniversary of Michael Jackson's Bad album. That's coming out too. So thank you very much. August 25th,
I'm in a tight schedule. We really are in a very tight schedule. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, guys. We couldn't do any more pictures. We're on a very, very, very tight schedule. I apologize.
I said I enjoyed the film.
I saw that relationship.
They're shooting us. I know it. 7 days a week.
You gotta be on by July
248
Hey,